Good evening, great evening, everyone. How you doing out there? Welcome to another edition of the Houston Roundball Review presents Let's Talk Houston Rockets. I am Kris Gardner, KG, owner, co-founder of the Houston Roundball Review since 1994. That's a long time. Been talking basketball, covering basketball here in and around Houston. Thank you very much, folks, tuning in on the Houston Roundball Review YouTube channel, the Facebook page of the Houston Roundball Review as well. I'm gonna do this be over at 7, so I can tune in to the Houston Cougars men's game on ESPN2 at 7 p.m. And then we'll do Let's Race Cougs after that. Solo Dilo, how are you? Going to get right into it. I had a few things to get off my chest, but I want you guys to express yourselves as well in the comment section on the YouTube channel. I saw my man Kelly Eco's comments Monday when he was on KPRC Sports Sunday show. And ironically, I'll be on KHOU 11 Sports Sunday tomorrow, 10:30 show, talking, I think, college basketball, maybe Little Rockets as well. But, Derek, how you doing? So it's neat how it works out. Eco on Channel 2, KPRC, and I'll be on KHOU this coming Sunday, tomorrow. So tune in for that, February 26th. My man Eco was asked on a scale of 1 to 10, the possibility of James Harden returning to the Rockets. And Kelly said 7 out of 10. When I heard that, saw that, I was shocked. I have not talked to him about that, but I sent him the low comment about the Rockets culture and all that kind of stuff, and he had a reaction about that too. But 7 out of 10. Why, James? Why? Solo, what do you think? Derek, what do you think? I wonder if, Stephen, how are you doing as well? Did folks forget, and I'm talking about Eco, I'm talking about people nationally. Did folks forget how James left this franchise? The way he left? The Rockets under Daryl Morey gave James Harden damn near everything he wanted here. He had free reign to do whatever the hell he wanted. Daryl Morey, Tad Brown, Mike D'Antoni. What you want, James? Are you good, James? Anything you want, James? You sure you don't want to do this today, James? What can we do for you, James? All of that. And then he did, and he still said, thank you, Stephen, this team is not good enough. Fast forward to now, the Rockets are 13-46, very young, have some talented, promising players, but they're not good enough now, apparently. So, and James has a restaurant here, businesses here, on and on and on. James Harden is part of the reason the Rockets culture is trash. I'm going to call it like it is. Okay? All right? James was catered to for the longest time. And the Rockets were okay with it. So James took advantage of it. He ran with it. But some folks, especially national folks, talking about the Rockets culture, and blaming Scoot for the culture. Or Scoot ain't played in a month. You know, I mean, what am I missing here? Where have I been? The locker room is a problem. Funny, it's not a problem. I'm in the locker room. Huh. I don't see any problems. I know one thing for sure. Days after the earthquake in Turkey/Syria, LP being from Turkey, I know his teammates in the locker room while we were in there were giving him suggestions of how to raise money for his countrymen. Didn't seem like a problem in the locker room there. They had a long discussion about what to do. Gave him suggestions about what to do. So So I don't know about all that. And not salt, just pepper. Yeah. James comes back to work out for the Rockets, all those things. Yeah. That's true to a point. This is the same James who showed up late for practice. Same James who did a lot of bad things. Maybe he's done better once he's got to Philly. And Joel Embiid said, none of that crap gonna fly here. Daryl Morey's in Philly. James, cut his way out of Brooklyn, wanted to get to Philly because the man who gave him everything he wanted in Houston is in Philly. I don't see James coming back here. James did not help these young guys develop. James did not help these young guys get better with winning. The Rockets were not going to become a playoff team, a championship team with this version of James Harden. So what's the point of this? And folks forget, Chris Paul did not like playing with James because of the way the Rockets catered to James and how James reacted. Russ, one of James' friends, didn't like how James behaved here with the Rockets when Russ challenged James to be more professional. That's common knowledge. So James, Josh, Jalen, Scott, all of them working out with them in the summertime. Okay. And how many seasons when James was here did James report to training camp overweight? Y'all forget about that? So I'm just saying, okay. I still think James using this for leverage. James and his people use this for leverage. It's the same James who said not too long ago, this Philly team is his best chance to win a championship. Why you want to come to Houston, man? You come to Houston anytime in the off season. Or hop on your jet and come here and go to the club and then go back to Philly during the regular season if you want to do that. This won't help the Rockets long term. James here for a year, 2 years. It's going to stunt the growth of these youngsters. And if the culture is still a problem, bringing James back is going to make the culture better? Really? In what way? How, Sway? Derrick. Correct. No more drama. Don't need any more drama here. Rockets have enough problems they need to fix. And James Harden coming back here won't do that. Short term, hey, James, get some numbers for those numbers. I guess I'm going to be playoff bound with James long term. Come on. But that's what, and I'm sure y'all talked about it all week on Rockets Twitter. And that's great. But if you have any left that you want to vent about here, do it here on this edition of Let's Talk Houston Rockets. Give me your thoughts on how you think Ty did last night against the Warriors. But the James Harden coming back here. Ugh. Harden is for self. Yeah. I mean, this team is younger now than it was when he left. And I wonder how many fans feel this way, agree with Steven. Harden flat out disrespected the Rockets franchise. Steven does not want him back with the Rockets. How many agree with him? I think y'all can tell. I agree with Steven. I'm not a Rockets fan, but from my perspective in media, Rockets gave James everything he wanted when he was here. And then he behaved the way he behaved. Mr. Honey Buns. Mr. Honey Buns. Say it again. Mr. Honey Buns. And hell, John Wall gave a great indication of it when John arrived. James called him. Hey, man, I'm going to Atlanta for a party. He ain't changed. Things ain't changed that much. Not enough for me. For him to come back here and make this team better long term. But yes, Asleep Art 11 _ I agree with you. Ty played well. He, like Jabari, need to get better from 3-point range consistently. Jabari, some of his threes last night were mostly arms. He had very little legs in him. He wasn't square on his 3-point shot. He's like trying to kick out his right leg on some of them. He's just not consistent. He's struggling so much from 3 right now. So he's got to get that fixed for him to be successful and for the Rockets to be able to trust him and believe in him going forward in future seasons. Daishen Nix was adequate. Adequate for Daishen Nix. Let me just say it like that. Well, Stephen, the answer to this question, according to some of the Rocket family members here on these stream shows, is Daishen plays minutes for tanking. That's one reason. So, because I saw this Pepper Bay say right there, Daishen is trash. But with Jalen and the groin strain, don't have a lot of guards, reliable guards. Well, you can question if Daishen's reliable right now anyway. But he was adequate last night. I mean, y'all know I don't want him on the Rockets next season, long term, or anything like that. I don't see what some of the folks see in him potentially being very good with the Rockets for the future. I don't see it. I haven't seen it, especially enough, consistently from him to believe he's part of the answer long term. No, don't see that at all. 3 for 8 in 23 minutes, 3 for 7 from 3, 2 rebounds, 1 assist. That's not enough. That's not enough of anything right there. I mean, as big as he is, only get 2 rebounds. Come on, man. Do more than that. Stephen, I'm not concerned with Jabari this season. If he's struggling from 3 next season, then I think it's time to be concerned. But he clearly he has to get better, consistent, be more consistent from 3. No question. No question. But I have not forgotten about it. I still believe he was a good fit for the Rockets and the top player, 2-way player in this draft class. That hasn't changed, but he has to get better from 3. Y'all know it. He knows it. But in tomorrow's game against the Blazers, look at his shot. Look at Jabari's shooting motion from 3. 2 or 3 shot attempts. And I'm pretty sure his form will be different all 3 times. That's a problem. He's not square in his base. He shoots with his arms too much sometimes. His leg kicks out sometimes. He leans back. He leans to the left, to the right. He's not on balance. Just notice it. Just start paying attention. You guys, y'all know basketball. His shot is not consistent. Heck, if it were consistently one thing and he was just missing, then it'd be easy to fix. Okay, you're doing all this wrong. You're doing the same thing wrong over and over again. He's doing different things wrong almost each time he shoots. That's not a problem. That's a big problem. This is an issue. It's wow. I think it's an issue for the bigs. Honestly, Jabari doesn't get the ball enough in the post when he's in the post, when he's got a mouth in the house. Al P, same thing. Last night, he didn't get the ball enough in the post when he did go into the post. That's a problem. And yeah, Silas Solo, I touched on it in our different show on Folks Talking Sports on Sunday. But yeah, Steven Silas does not run plays for Jabari. And he hasn't done it all year. So when Jabari gets corner threes, it's from driving kicks. but he misses. So that's on Jabari. Jabari gets a rebound. He puts it in go. Gets shots that way. Get some. Jabari's part of Jabari's game. He needs to be like Tari. Just go make stuff happen. Go get the ball. Tip ins, put backs. Of course, make the dunks and not miss layups, like Tari does quite often. But Jabari gets shots. He's just missing, and that's an issue, clearly. And Steven Silas has issues. But the Rockets offense, a lot of good teams, which Rockets are not a good team, a lot of good teams have free-flowing offense or have basic sets, which they run over and over again. High pick and roll, left, right, middle, screens, pin downs, all those different kind of things. You got a mismatch in the post. Don't wait for your coach to say, get the ball to the man in the post. You shouldn't have to do that. If Jabari, LP got somebody 6 feet on them in the post, get them the ball. And it's on them to get into the post and demand the ball. So it's a part of a two-way street, but it's definitely on the guards and the players to have some awareness. Why is it the Rockets seem to have more awareness when Jayshawn Tate is in the post and has a semi-mouse in the house? Jayshawn gets the ball in the post more than LP or Jabari. That makes sense. But Jayshawn demands the ball. You can see sometimes if a teammate does not pass in the ball when he's in the post, he tells them about it as they go down the court. But last night, especially the first half, the Rockets defense they were not on the same page. And I'm going to be critical of LP. He was involved in many of them because he was calling up for a switch and Jabari wasn't either ready for the switch or was not expecting to switch. KJ a few times, Jayshawn a few times. And Clay got open a lot that way in the first half. Dante DiVincenzo, same way. You can't wait too late to call a switch. Your teammates got to be on the same page early in the defense. You got to know, you got to yell out switch early enough for everybody to be on the same page to make it happen. Because if it's too late, three-point shooter is going to be open. And in the NBA, that's money. KJ has been the most consistent player on the team this season, for the whole season, for sure. And a lot of stuff KJ makes happen himself. Good on him. He's come a long way in a few months. He's made himself, I think, invaluable. He took advantage of the minutes he got with Jayshawn's injury. And KJ is, I think, should be a part of the core. We can quibble about the other pieces of the core, but he's playing well. And if the Rockets win the Wemby sweepstakes, as Tillman has already asked everyone to pray for, KJ coming off the bench again as a six-man, as he plays like this, it keeps playing better, keeps getting better. Your bench is better. So, but the culture thing, the culture was bad when James was here. Let's not forget that, Zach Lowe. Okay. Let's not forget that some people who cover the Rockets here in town who aren't in town, in Texas, who aren't in Houston. New coach, well, it's not that simple as new coach, because first, obviously, you got to get the right head coach. And I'm not sure who that is. It won't be Quinn Snyder, apparently, which I'm sure disappoints a lot of Rocket fans. Not a lot, but some Rocket fans. Because, if the Rockets get another Steven Silas type coach, It won't fix things. It won't solve the problems. But there will be a new coach here. What, come May, come June, whatever. I'd be just truly shocked, just shocked if it takes very long. Let's see. I'm going to answer this part here. I see some different comments I want to hit on real quick. As Shim, your new name. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for joining the show. Appreciate it. Atlanta's at a different timeline than the Rockets. I was sure that some Rocket fans would question, well, why did the Rockets do this? Why didn't Rockets fire Stephen Silas, during the season? When it didn't happen in December, like many of us thought it was close to happening, I didn't believe it was going to happen during the season. I don't know about a percentage, but back in December, I was told, and me and colleagues heard that he needs to win some games. It was close in December. Now, just lose and help your chances to get Wemby. That's the point. Because if they hire a good coach now, a good coach will probably help them win too much the rest of this season, these last, 23 games. So they seem pretty safe to be one of the 3 worst teams in the NBA. But with the Spurs doing Spurs things, now they lost 15 straight. So, the Rockets got to keep up with the Spurs when it comes to losing. Detroit's losing, but they're getting closer in their losses, as if that matters. Still an L. Solo likes Kenny Atkinson. I like him as well. Let's see. Jayshawn Scorman slacking. Jayshawn, he's had his moments, just not enough of them consistently. So that, and with guys out, he's got to do better. How do I justify firing Silas when Stone didn't make the roster competitive last season? Because how do I justify it? Because of Tillman. That's how. And I've been pretty clear for a lot of this season that I did not believe Stephen Silas would be fired this season. Hearing things in December, that changed a bit, but I didn't believe he's going to be fired this season, during the season at all. But, I also did not expect the Rockets to win a lot of games this year. My expectations were very low. So I thought that'd be better individually and still lose. They are losing more than I thought, and they are not as competitive consistently as I thought they would be. So that is a problem. Let's see here. Al P is not getting the ball enough in the post. Let's see. And he needs to demand the ball in the post. He needs to do sometimes what Jayshawn does. When he doesn't get the ball in the post, tell his teammates, I'm not going to swear, but get me the flipping ball. To Ty, Dacian, whoever it is. Get me the ball. Emi Udoka makes sense from an X's and O's standpoint. Tillman's kind of strange that way. I don't know if he'd do that. But Udoka's a good coach. He proved that, his year at Boston. So what did Jackson, let's see here. Jackson Gallant was saying we need to take notes from the Atlanta Hawks on the free agent coaches hiring. As in, make a move now? Is that what Jackson was saying? Or is saying? Reach out to him. You need to get him on the show. But Quinn Snyder, midseason hire, kind of a surprise. I mean, I thought he would get a job soon. Well, after the season, I thought he'd get a job. Didn't believe he'd be with the Rockets, though. Silas's first coaching history with 3 central lineup. Oh no, shit, no worries at all. Hey, I'm glad you're here. I'm not questioning. I'm glad to hear with the comments. No worries whatsoever. Come again. You know, Rockets. I will be college centric for the next few weeks. Hopefully, I'll be on the road with the Cougars, men's team, conference tournament, and the NCAA tournament. So I'll try to mix in a Let's Talk Houston Rockets on the road every so often. But I wanted to talk about the James Harden stuff, and I'm going to ask Eco, like, if I get a chance, about, because he's closer, you know, to the organization than I am now. It's like I'm close to the Cougars than he is. So I get his rationale behind it. But the culture issue, the culture is Tillman is in charge. The Fertittas are in charge. The Rockets don't have a James Harden talent on this team to cater to and bend over for. I'll just leave it at that. Right now, you know, people talking about, national folks talking about Jalen Green taking a step back. He's had some poor moments, but he's also had some good moments. He has not had a lot of good moments lately, consistently. He's frustrated with losing. And it's an issue. His frustration at times has had a negative impact on his performance on the court. Just can't do that. I know, I mean, hey, he's human and I understand that. I didn't watch the dunk contest. No salt. I didn't watch it. I heard about it, obviously. I heard about it. I'm glad Mac McClung shined. Did not miss a dunk. You know, bless him for that. Had creative dunks. You know, I saw his dunks, saw the highlights, so salute him for that. Thank you very much for creativity. The Cougs, Derek, I hope you're correct on that. Cougs have a very good shot at winning the championship this year. They're one of a handful of teams with a very good shot to win the title this year. And as someone who follows the team, but mainly from a fan perspective, that's all you want if your team has a chance to win championship, and they do. And this what's it? Patrick Tillman, right? Patrick, yeah. The folks need to start thinking about Patrick Tillman and what he's doing in his, how can I phrase it? Finger on the scale in terms of decision making and moves. So, you know, obviously Patrick is younger, and Tillman said that he wants the Rockets franchise to be in his family after he's gone. So after Tillman passes away, he still wants, you know, his son to be in charge. And yeah, I don't know about all that long term, if that's a good thing. But I also, y'all know, y'all watched this show enough this season. Why not enough heat on Lionel Hollins and the piss poor job he's done defensively? Rockets defense has been awful, way too much this year. I know Stephen Silas is the head coach. I know that. I know the buck stops with him. I know that. But the defense and being physical and being gritty and all those issues, positives to play a physical brand of defense. That's what they said when Hollins was brought here. Lionel Hollins, right? Where has that been? Where is that? Will we see it these last 23 games? Does it matter? I mean, it doesn't matter now, but damn, I'm a defensive guy. I cannot stand. I tuned to part of the Clippers Kings game last night. Oh my gosh, I got sick. I got sick, man. It's just, I think both teams were shooting 60% in the third quarter, through the third quarter. I'm like, oh my gosh, what is this? This is like an all-star game. No. Luke, I'm going to say this. Might get me in trouble. Yeah. And I'm going to say it again. I'll just say it like this. Y'all can read into it. I followed the protocol to put in a request to speak to Luke, interview Luke, and another person within the organization. Haven't got a response. I followed up with the other person in the organization to let them know that I followed protocol. And that person said, I'm on it. And I'll look into it. And that person said, I am not the only person having issues with interview requests. So just putting it out there. I have an interview with someone important scheduled for this Wednesday, but that person is not with the Rockets. And I'll just wait for Wednesday to happen, because once the interview happens, everything goes well and it's scheduled and takes place and I post it, some folks might be surprised at who the interviewee is. The sleeve art, I didn't watch any of the festivities. I didn't watch three-point contest, dunk contest, the rookie game, none of it. I wanted little to do with NBA basketball as possible these last few days. Just wanted to push away from it. Take care of car stuff, other stuff. Just had nothing to do with the NBA last week. But the cap space, Rockets, I think, should use it for trades. And that does not mean a sign and trade with Philly for James Harden. So I'm going to say that again. Don't bring James Harden back here. If they do, whatever. If they do, but Nate McMillan is, I'll put this comment up because Rocket fans, this is how a lot of Rocket fans feel right now. Alex loves the Rockets, but they're really killing my joy for basketball. Understood. Nate McMillan. Okay. I'm answering like this, Deverick. Nate McMillan is an old school player with kind of an old school style of coaching. Trae Young, apparently, wasn't cool with that. Did y'all hear the comments? John Collins said some of the Hawks players, young players, need to grow up. Needs to be professional. Well, if Nate McMillan came here, do y'all think the young players would be professional and grow up, or have an issue with old school guy like Nate McMillan? Putting that out there. Brandon Miller to number 2. Oh, no. Bobby Scholler. No. Top 2's locked. No. Wemby, Scoot Henderson. Top 2's locked. Brandon Miller put it on a hell of a show on the court. But he will have, Terry, how you doing? Glad you can make it. Step Back Takes, that's a new name. Thank you for joining the show. Thank you for your comments. I'm going to touch on the LP stuff right here in a second. But Brandon Miller, trust me, the NBA is going to investigate that young man, his family, his friends, his girlfriend. They're going to talk to his coaches, high school coach, AAU coach. They are going to know everything about him. Because talented he is with no question. But his decision-making, young man, don't mess up your money over some dumb stuff. Because NBA, talented players have come and gone because of dumb stuff. So just keep that in mind. That's, note to you, young Brandon Miller. Don't think you are too talented for the NBA. That dumb stuff won't hurt your pocket. So, no worries, Caleb. Hey, no worries at all. Let me see. LP, where'd it go? All right. LP is gone. As good. We said as good as gone. Oh, I won't go there. If the Rockets get Wemby, LP would come off the bench, most likely. I think so, because it'd be Wemby, Jabari, KJ. I mean, LP off the bench. I mean, he'd have a role. The Rockets could probably get something for him of value in a trade. But I'm not one of those folks who believe LP is untouchable. He still has areas of his game that needs to improve. A lot of them are on the defensive end. Team defense has improved. His individual defense is not great. He was in drop coverage a lot, way too much last night against the Warriors, no less. Come on, man. It's the Warriors. They shoot a lot of threes. You can't be in drop coverage against the Warriors. You should not be in drop coverage against the Warriors. And see some of this from No Salt. Jalen's defense, I've said it a few times this season, seems to depend on who he's playing. Like he gets hyped to play defense and lock in against, or try more against top players. Oh man, defense got to be constant. You can't, you should not, have ups and downs based on who you're playing. Can't. You can't do that. Yeah, Warriors bad matchup for LP. Yeah, drop coverage for him for sure. Rockets get better. Well, they got to get better from within. Win the lottery would help. Make smart trades with this cap space this summer. They'll be fine. Babashola knows how I feel, and they got to get taller. Taller, skilled players. I prefer tall, skilled players over short, skilled players, unless that short, skilled player is elite. Kudos to Jay Gutt for taking advantage of his minutes this month. And the Warriors got a lot of shooters, very good shooters. It's help. There you go, Terry. You brought it up again. I touched on it the first part of the show. James Harden doesn't make zero sense, but long term, coming back here, does not make the Rockets better. He doesn't. And the way he left the Rockets, how he left the Rockets, despite the Rockets giving him everything when he was here, if his team is not good enough. Damn, James, that's what you said when you left. What are you going to say if you come back here? This team, damn sure isn't good enough. So why do you want to come back here with this young team who's years away? But hell, by the time, if James came back to the Rockets, by the time the Rockets got championship good, James might be 37 years old, 38 years old. No. How many of the young guys, all right, let me say here. Wemby playing center and defense, not against bigger center, not bigger, stronger center. That's not a good matchup for him because he's just not strong enough to handle the bang of the big boys down on the block. He'd be good. Weak side defender. Small forward, for sure. I think small forward, that'd be a really nightmare matchup for opponents. Wemby at the 3. But this question from Front Runner, how many of the young guys on Rockets do I think Rockets will keep when it's all said and done? 4? Yeah. Now we could quibble over the 4. But 4? Yeah, maybe 4. Jalen. Jabari got to become a better shooter. But I think his defense will continue to be good. Tari. Let's say 5. Because I'm going to toss in KJ and LP. So 5. But if Rockets get Wemby, I think LP is going to be gone. Eventually. If not this summer, next season, or whatever. But 4 or 5 of the youngsters. But if the Rockets don't get Wemby or Scoot Henderson, then you got to hope that wherever they land, let's say 5th. So 5th, I think Brandon Miller he's probably still be 5th. I wonder if he's passed both twins yet. Do I think Jalen was the right pick? Talent-wise, offensive talent-wise, yes. I'm just not of the belief Jalen is a born leader and a born vocal leader. So that's 2 different things. But can't move women to the 4. Wemby will have problems against stronger dudes. I say bigger. I mean, heavier dudes as well, stronger and heavier guys, like a lot of youngsters. Their first time in the NBA. I think he'll be a better, more impactful defensive player as a help side, weak side defender. If the Rockets get the 3rd pick in the draft, well, Baba Soul, I'll ask you, would you want Josh Giddey is a hell of a talent. Yeah. Right now, yeah, he is better than any other Rocket. Yeah. I agree with that. But for everybody, let's discuss it. Let's discuss it. If the Rockets get the 3rd pick in the lottery, that means Wemby's gone, Scoot Henderson's gone. Who would you take? Brandon Miller? In spite of his immense talent, his decision-making is a red flag. I think Tillman roll the dice and push for that and say Brandon Miller. If Rockets pick 5th, Brandon might not be around at 5 unless a lot of red flags come up in his background. So, depends on his background. Let's be real. If the NBA investigates and finds more stuff in his background, because, trust me, they're going to dissect that young man's background with a fine-tooth comb. And if they find some more stuff, he's going to have a problem. He's going to fall in the draft. Now, I don't know any of the things about his background, but it will be investigated. NBA investigators, they earn their money. They earn their money. Thompson twins, yeah, they don't shoot great. That's an issue. Hell, let's be real. Past top two, everybody else got questions. Shooting, not strong enough, not big enough, not weigh enough. Competition, not consistent enough. Pick. Decision making, background, a lot of stuff. But we'll see. Where I missed another comment. I did. Did I see? I saw Jalen last night on the bench. Yeah. Oh, but Jabari, that's what I wanted. No. I think if the Rockets got Wemby, it'd be Wemby, Jabari. They'd figure it out. They would figure it out. So long, tall guys, 7-footer, 2 7-footers, they'd figure it out. But yeah, I wouldn't say that about Jabari being gone if they get Wemby. Jarris Walker at 5 is too high for if you are expecting him to make an immediate impact. If you have time to develop him, okay. But Jarris has had too many ups and downs this season, too many flashes, some flashes of, boy, he's going to be a hell of a player. And then some other games, where'd he go? So if the Jarris Walker with plays like the 5th best player in the draft, these last, what is this? Cougs have 4, potentially 13 games, Cougs win a championship. If he plays like, where'd he go, Jarris Walker, it will be more difficult for the Cougs to win a championship. Let's see. And this is going to be a question for the Twins, the competition. So that's one of my points. A lot of these guys have questions. Competition for the Twins, the shooting issue for the Twins, inconsistency. He'll still be on the board because this guy won't be a high lottery pick for sure. But Kansas is Grady Dick, young man, can't shoot the rock. Got to get much stronger. Lateral quickness is not great. Questions. So it's going to be a question. There's a lot of questions about the guys in the draft after top 2. As great as Scoot Henderson is, his 3-point shooting percentages is his biggest weakness. But there's no question he's the 2nd pick in this draft. No question at all. Let's see. But that's the question. That's the thing for these guys after number 2. Any Houston Cougars we can draft to the Rockets. Taylor Hendricks from UCF is 6'9". He's not as big as Jarris. At times, he's been more consistent than Jarris Walker has. At times, Taylor has been a better shot blocker than Jarris. Taylor's made himself a draft pick. Probably first round. I think lottery is too high for Taylor Hendricks. I think he's more late teens and 20s kind of player. But let me answer Derek's question. Houston Cougars for this draft, Jarris will still be on the board for the Rockets unless Rockets really lose the lottery. If the Rockets worst case scenario are 6, what could they be? Worst is 6 maybe. Jarris got potential. No question, he got potential. He's got ability. But for the Rockets, he's a long-term. And Rockets need guys with quicker, immediate impact. So I don't know if he'd be a fit here for the Rockets. Only Cougar who'd be a fit for the Rockets from right now for this draft is maybe Marcus Sasser. Marcus will play point. He's a scoring point. but he's got to be a point guard in the NBA. Who should Rockets spend their big cap space on? Trade. Use that money on a trade. Trevor Hudgens, long term, I think he's better long term than Daisha Nix, but I'm not spending too much time with him for this team going forward. Let's see. I'm trying to get everybody in before we close it out here. But do I see Houston going? Leon, thank you. They got a very good chance. The Cougars have a very good chance to get to the Final Four. Yes. Depends on matchups, obviously. Depends on health, also obvious. They're still getting better. They've had only one. Let's see, the game against Virginia when all 5 starters scored double figures. And I think only another 1 or 2 games where all 5 guys, starting 5, started scoring double figures. So they could do that for the rest of this year. If they do that, they got a great chance to win a championship. If they get to the Final Four, win 4 games to get to the Final Four, playing here in town, I like the chance to win that chip. Will Tarby be the starting 3 next season? Depends on what happens in the draft. I'm going to say no, because I think they're going to improve and get a veteran via trade to be in the front lineup. So no. Let me see. Harden playing his best shooting percentage in years and leads the league in assists. No. James playing well because he got Embiid. Joel Embiid makes a lot of guys look good, But James, I mean, hell, if James is here, I'll cover Rockets, but he is the long-term answer for this team 5-6 years from now. No. Kelvin Sampson, I think, is set to be coaching the Cougs for a while. I don't believe Coach Sampson wants to be a coach in the NBA anymore. I think a few years ago, when he was assistant coach in the league, maybe. But I think that ship has sailed. Oh, I didn't say he was washed. He's just not a long-term answer for the Rockets. Just no. No. But yeah, I saw Eco, my man, said 7 out of 10. But I go back to it. When James left, he said these guys are not good enough. Well, they're damn sure not good enough now. So, James, you'd have to carry the load again. And your prime is past. Because this young team is not good enough to win with you. You'd have to go back to those big boy triple doubles. So you were putting in, 50, 15, and 12 kind of numbers. No. I'm looking forward to the Cougs in the Big 12. The competition is just going to be so much fun. They're going to lose. Clearly, they're going to lose more games in the Big 12. No matter. The atmosphere is going to be great. The road game is going to be great. It's going to be intense, sellout crowds everywhere. I am very much looking forward to the Cougs in the Big 12 for basketball. Football, no. But going to wrap it up right there. Thank you very much, everybody, for your time. I know I mixed up the start time for this show, but I wanted to get it in. So, no salt. Hell, I don't know. I'm having problems interviewing Luke. So I don't know. And keep in mind, like I said, I got Luke's number. But I'm trying to do things the right way, follow the protocol. And the protocol is getting the door slammed in my face. So, but whatever. Protocol. But thank you very much for your time and your comments, everybody. Alex, No Salt, Terry, Real Jim, Leon, Babashola, Solo Dilo, Peyton Thompson, Stephen Fernandez. Anybody, if I'm missing, Deverick, thank you as well for your time. Going to shut it down and get ready for the Cougs basketball game in a few minutes on ESPN2. And then we're going to do a post-game show after the Cougs game at East Carolina tonight, roughly 1 hour after the game ends. So thank you very much, everybody, for your time and your comments and your questions. Appreciate it. As always, hit that like button, smash that like button, tell your friends about it. I may start trying to do better, do at least at minimum some more YouTube shorts. And I'm trying to see if I can get someone to sponsor those shorts as well. Got my birthday coming up on March 14th. And might be on the road on March 14th. So we shall see where I will be. But as always, thank you very much. Truly, everybody, I really do appreciate it. Thank you. You take care. And until next time, peace.